Bonjour la classe et bienvenue à la leçon pour aujourd'hui. So for today, I'm going to introduce to you a little bit of this unit. You are going to be taking some French notes. So this should really be a continuation from yesterday, but if you didn't do any yesterday, then 100% you need to take some notes today because that is your evidence. So I don't mind where you take those. They could be on paper in your French notebook if that's how you best keep organized and work and learn. If you are better at keeping organized online, then by now you should have on your Google Drive a French folder or somewhere on your computer where it doesn't get lost and you know where it is, a French folder where you're keeping track of your notes. And today we're going to start a new unit, so you need a new document within that folder. If this is in your a physical book, then you need a new page or a new section. And because we have started unit 3, unité 3. So you can title it, you can label it, unit 3, and this is the name of the title, La Famille et les amis. That is your title for this unit. So everything for the next 6 weeks is going to fall under this title, under this unit, under this category. So you need to be organized, because when we come to assessments or when we come to classwork or anything else that we do, this is where you need to be looking back in this unit. You can look back at other units too, but when I say do a free write and use your notes, that's what you need to be doing, okay? So if you don't have notes and if you haven't started them from today, it's just going to get harder and you won't follow what's going on and you'll get stuck when we come to activities where I say use your notes. So be organized. You can pause the video, go ahead, get something in front of you ready for that, and then come back. So you also need Heidi. If you were in class yesterday in person, then you do not have the physical copy. So I'm going to show you again where you can access that. And then you're going to need also, pardon, sorry for that interruption. And then you also need the discussion board, which is on the PowerSchool page, okay? So there's 3 things that you need to complete today's lesson. So by the end of class, you'll be able to identify new and useful vocabulary from the narrative of Heidi. So I'm going to go back and look at that book, Heidi. But today I want you to focus in on new and useful vocabulary about our unit focus. So I'm going to tell you what those are. I'm going to give you maybe 1 or 2, maybe 1 example. Don't want to take up too many of your examples. And then it's a pretty short lesson today. Well, especially if you worked yesterday. If you didn't do any of the work yesterday, then it's not a short lesson. But if you were in class or you did the work yesterday, then today's lesson is not so long. Okay, so we're going to start this unit by looking at la famille and adjectives. So if you want to have a subtitle, then you can put la famille. And so I want us to reread the pages that we read so far. You do not need to read beyond what we read. So yesterday we read at least just 2 pages. So I want you to go back over and reread those pages. That might take you 5 minutes to do, okay? Then I want you to go back and look at those pages and make a list of vocabulary words for our new unit. So your list is going to be broken down into 2. You can either have 2 lists or you can have 2 columns side by side. And I want you to have the first column labeled La Famille, which is family, La Famille. And then your other list is going to be les adjectifs pour les personnes dans la famille. And right here, I've closed it off, but I don't want you to close off your table. If you're doing it as a table or an open-ended list, keep it open-ended, because throughout this week, we're going to add to it. And then as we continue, you never know what other adjectives we're going to find, other things you're going to read or you're going to hear that you want to add to the list, okay? From special person interviews, from conversations, from different presentations, different things. So keep it open-ended. All right, so to reread the pages, I'm going to share with you the PowerSchool in case you're not sure where you're going for that. So where is my PowerSchool? Here it is. Okay. Right, so either it will be, let me go where you are. Okay, so you would already be on this page right here, and it would have a box here which says Marty. So either you can click on a link where I'm going to say access, and that would just be the fastest way. Click right there, and it will take you to Heidi. Okay, and as I said to the virtual people yesterday, you can choose if you want to annotate your document with Kami. Do not open with Google Docs, it messes up the whole thing. You can extract it and download it, save it to your Google Drive, save it to your computer. You can just read straight off of the screen like this. There's the first page, page 2, and then there's the second page, page 3. So you can read it straight off of that. In multiple ways, I don't mind how you do it, you just need to read it. But I also want to, while I have you, show you another place where it's always going to be. So you don't always have to go back to that one day. Which day was it? Blah, 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 blah. If you want to go back and find it in the future on a study day or something else. So right over here where I'm clicking on the left, where it says support pages, I have moved our essential weekly resources over here to the support pages. Now you may not come here that often. This is where our shared class writing is. This is where I will also have our special person interviews. This is where our Duolingo code is. Anything that we use fairly regularly, like on a weekly basis. Since reading is now going to be on a weekly basis for us, I have included access to Heidi here. But as we read more and more, the list will grow and there'll be more things that you can click on. So this Bitmoji, when you click on this, this will take you to the wrong folder. Okay, I need to change words. This should take you to this one, which says French 1 Lecture. And right now you can only see Heidi. But as we go through, there'll be more things which will be added in here. Okay, so that's one place, one link. Or if you know that you just for sure want to go to Heidi, you click on that, it will just directly open up Heidi for you. So I have put this, not to confuse you, but I've put it in multiple places so that it is simple for anybody to follow. So either way, I want you to, I'm going to go back to what we were reading. Either way, I want you to find that text, reread the pages that we have read so far in our class, so whether that was 1, 2, 3 pages, whatever that was in our class, I want you to go back and read those. Make a list here of the words that you understand for family. Okay, I did say I was going to do an example with you. So let me go back and find an example. So I'm going to click on this link from Heidi. Okay, and let's get to the first page. Okay, so let's enlarge it a little bit. Il était une fois une fille, elle s'appelait Heidi, elle n'avait que 5 ans. Un jour, sa mère est tombée malade. Okay, so here we have our first one, sa mère, ou la mère, it keeps coming up. So class, what does la mère mean? La mère ou sa mère means mother. Okay, so that is a word that we need, it's a family word. So let's go back to your table. And then in your table, if you're doing it by writing, then just write it out. If you're doing it by typing, and type it out, la mère. And remember to put in your accents. If there's accents right there, you 100% need to be putting those accents on as well, okay? And if you think that you're going to forget what that means, then by all means, these are your notes, put it in English too. Okay, so that's an example of a family. There might not be many in the one, I'm not expecting you to go beyond, I only want you to take from the pages that we've read. So I'm not expecting you to like think, oh, but we don't know father, and oh, we don't know son, and oh, we don't know these other things. That doesn't matter. I'm only asking you to do it from the pages that we've read. Okay, so if your list is short, that's fine. So do family and also do adjectives. Let's do an adjective because I want to make sure that everybody understands what an adjective is. So as we're reading for your second time, I want you to find words that describe a person. Could describe their personality, could describe their emotions, could describe their physical appearance, just to describe that what they are like, an adjective. So it usually goes with a noun, one adjective goes with a noun to a describing word. So let's move on. Let's move on to this second paragraph. La pauvre Heidi était très, très triste. Okay, we have two adjectives in this one. La pauvre Heidi était très, très triste. So hopefully a lot of you have identified triste. Triste is, what does it mean? Sad, oui. So that's a describing word, somebody who's sad. But this one also is la pauvre Heidi. Oh, la pauvre, elle n'est pas riche, elle est pauvre. So I'm going to give this one to you. This one's a little bit harder. And pauvre means poor. It can mean poor, like physically, or like in terms of like, you know, pity. So like either they don't have much money or like, oh, poor thing, you know, like pity. So let's put that first one, pauvre. And then we have triste. All right, so I'm giving you 3 total. That's quite a lot. So continue, you might add just a couple more here, maybe 1 or 2 more here, probably just 1 more here. We've got a few more here, and I want you to take your time doing that. I have not emboldened or color-coded or anything mine, but I love it when notes are color-coded and emboldened. So your French should stand out. That should be the first thing that you see and you notice. And you know, you don't even need to have the English there. If you know triste means sad, then don't put English. We try not to have any English unless it really helps us on comprehension, okay? So once you're done with that, you're just going to prove to me today what you worked on. And so on PowerSchool, there is a discussion board, again, on the far right, where we have our assessments, our assignments turn in, and there's going to be a discussion board there. It's not there right now because I don't want to post it too early, but it will be there by the time you do this. If you have a long, long list, then just write up to 5 that you've done as an example. And just tell me in the discussion board what you have. Once you've posted, you'll be able to see other people's posts. So if you, I don't want you to just post and then turn it off. Post and then see what other people have done, unless you're the first one. But and you can actually also look at other classes as well. So you don't just have to look at your class, but oh, nobody else wrote anything in our class. Well, look at the other group or the other class periods of all of my French 1 students, because there were a lot of you. And maybe there'll be somebody else's word that you're like, oh, yeah, I didn't know that was an adjective. Add it to your list, okay? So even after posting, you can still develop on your learning, because if we were all together in a classroom doing this, I would be asking you to share your lists with other people, and I'd be asking you to tell me, and we'd put them up on the board, and the whole class would benefit from it. So that's what the point of this discussion board is, not just for you to prove to me what you're working on, but to share with other people and to help others and to be helped as well, okay? So all in all, this lesson is not going to take you the whole class period, but please take your time and do it well. And that way, next time we move on and read some more of Heidi, you have this list. And actually, we're going to use this list again later on this week. So keep it safe, keep it organized, and let me know if you have any problems at all. Merci.